Blaster Combo! Monster Combo! Available for your home in 1995, only on Nintendo Ultra 64. Ultimate Combo.
Welcome everyone back to Twisted Gaming TV. Today I want to talk about the good old 1990s arcades compared to today's arcades. Now, I was born in 1980, so those were the golden years when you're a teenager, 13 years old. That was would be 1993 for me. So then you could see when I was 12, Mortal Kombat 1 came out for the arcade, and of course I was in the arcades. The Street Fighters, Mortal Kombat 2, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, Killer Instinct in 1994, 95 was KI2. Just beautiful. I would go to the arcades when my mom and my grandma would go to the mall, and they'd drop me off at the arcades while they went shopping. And I'd play. Those were the glorious days in the 90s. I loved it. It was amazing. You had all the Sega arcade games, Daytona USA. You had Virtua Fighter 2. God, I loved Virtua Fighter 2. That was a bad game. Especially when you fought the old guy that was on the I want to say the pad that was floating on the water, and you were fighting on that. I loved that stage. It was pretty awesome. But you had Ridge Racer, and what was awesome back in the day, you'd go in the arcade, your mom or whoever, give you $5. You go get the $5 and put it in the change machine, and gosh, it was beautiful. I love those. That's why I love arcades so much, is because I was in that era when arcades were hot. The 90s was probably one of the best years of arcades, was through the 90s. And then later on, companies started falling off and arcades started shutting down, around the 2000s, early 2000s maybe. I can't really remember. But, arcades back in the day, compared to the arcades now, God, arcades now suck. Unless if you can find, somebody that owns a retro arcade that, they brought back now. There's plenty of them around me, but, the tilts were awesome. It was just great. And what I don't like about the arcades today is they got all these stupid swipe cards, and, and God, I just don't like it. And they don't have any good games anymore in these new arcades. The problem with today is, since everything's ticket-based, like back in the day, you could play ticket-based games and, get stuffed animals or prizes or whatever, kind of like Tilt, but, or the hole-in-the-wall arcades. But you could also play real arcade games, like fighting games, the racing games. You just put two quarters in, or a quarter, how much ever it was at the time, and you can just game on, and it was just beautiful. Gosh, I miss all that. But now you have all these swipe cards. You go to Dave and Buster's, and they got all these BS machines. You walk up and there's like a like the New Age Rampage game, and you get tickets from it. And it doesn't feel like it's a real arcade game anymore, because you swipe a card, and it's just, I don't know. I just don't like it. But back in the day, you had The Simpsons, Gosh, I can't even name all the arcades back in the day that I played. Man, you had all the Street Fighters. I remember when my mom used to go to the grocery store at Minyards back in the day. They had a Street Fighter 2 Hyper fighting machine in there. Gosh, I'd play that all the time when she'd go to the grocery store. Since I live in Texas, around Irving, Dallas area, we had so many arcades you could go to. I mean, we had two of them in one of the malls I went to when I went to my grandma's mall in Bedford, Texas. They had a big tilt down there. I mean, geez, it was just great. But the bad thing is, what killed the arcades was the home consoles. It was cheaper to buy a home console, and you could just stay home and, eat chips and eat pizza and stuff and just game with your friends, not even leave the house. And that's what killed the arcades and, all these systems and stuff. Over time, they got so powerful that the graphics were almost matching, the arcades over time, of course. Like, a PS4 now can match an arcade graphics of today. I mean, it's just, some of the arcades are freaking ran by PCs or whatever. Kind of like my Guitar Hero. That's actually ran with a Dell PC inside it. So, it's pretty wild. But, if you grew up when I did, you know what I'm talking about. How awesome arcades were back in the day compared to today. But we have some retro arcades around here now. Pretty big ones. I got one that's about 7 miles from me called Cidercade in Dallas, and it's awesome. They got all the retro arcades. They got pinball machines. Arlington, we got another one I haven't been to yet. It's called Free Play. They're pretty big. I think they got one in Richardson that's Free Play. They got one in Denton. I think they're opening another one in Fort Worth. So the arcades are coming back. So that's what's cool about it. And in the future, I plan on opening one too. I don't know when, it might be 5 years or something, but I just loved all the carpet that glowed and stuff, and I mean, it was dark, and it was just awesome stuff. Pretty awesome. But yeah, arcades back in the day compared to now, were way better. You didn't have all these stupid prizes and stuff. And see, another thing is, arcades today pretty much couldn't survive if you did it quarter based, like back in the day. Due to all the taxes and stuff now, it's a different deal. I read a lot of stuff about it, but that's why, like, the retro arcades now, they charge $10 or something, and you can play all day because they can actually make money that way. But like, if you were to have an arcade today and did the quarter base deal where you go in there and put $5 in the change machine, start pumping quarters in the machine. The laws and stuff have changed now that you couldn't survive, you couldn't make money that way. That's why they charge by the door now. So there's something about it. I can't remember what I read, but yeah, it's crazy. But yeah. So let me know what games you played back in the day. If you were in the arcades in the 90s, what arcade games you enjoyed the most. And give me a comment below and let me know what you think. All comments this week on videos I'm coming up with, if you comment, you'll be entered in the F It Friday episode 6 free giveaway contest. So make sure you comment on all the videos leading up to Friday. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Always comment back. Till next video, see you later.
Round 1. Fight.